Okay, and we are starting. Um, we have Esoteric versus vonBoomslang. Esoteric is a top 2 player in ranked games. He is on second place in MMR. Boomslang is just a great player. He has a lot of cool ideas, and let's see who will win. They both started their. Esoteric got large geothermal already. It will provide him with energy, but it costs a lot. So maybe it's not a great idea to get first turn. But I think he'll get a great functioning Spike Factory, and he may defeat Boomslang on the first round. Boomslang has a lot of Spike drop pods. They are quite useful early game, and he may attack the core from behind with them. They both have a small Spike Factory in the bottom, and they both have a heavy turret. Boomslang powers it with a second drill, increasing efficiency. And Esoteric doesn't seem to have money left for that. But he has a larger thermal. It's a great investment into the future. Boomslang is ready to start the battle. He was just double checking. Esoteric sells one of his solar panels and places a factory as a ball to protect him from Boomslang's spikes. And they start the battle. The Esoteric spikes go forward, but Boomslang has more spike drop pods. And Esoteric doesn't have any protection at the top. So spikes will be able to destroy the wall and then kill the core. Esoteric will lose his first round, but he made a great investment in the future, a geothermal power plant. Let's see what happens next. Esoteric just buys every one crazy stuff he can find in the shop because he can sell it back later at the same price. He increases efficiency of his spike factory, uh, and Boomslang is also getting every one crazy stuff from the shop. He doesn't have a lot of power, but he has 4 solar panels now. It should be enough to provide him for this round. Boomslang has another spike factory in his inventory, and if he powers it, he will get more production. What about Esoteric? Esoteric arranges his drop pods with spikes. Hmm, he seems to place it in behind, so they won't be too quick to get to Boomslang's side. It's a strange choice, but it may work. Who knows him? Esoteric now has 2 spike reductions. He can afford it because he has large geothermal, which provides him with a lot of power. So Esoteric has 2 spike factories and Boomslang has only one, but more efficient. Hmm, that will be a tough battle. The Boomslang's spikes on the bottom will be able to defeat the spikes coming from this side, but the Esoteric spikes from the top will break through. They both rearrange their production, so it works better. Okay, everyone, something bad seems to have happened and I got off the stage. I'll share the screen with you right now. I'm really sorry about that. Uh, Let me tell you what happened during this time. Uh, During this time, Boomslang won once, and Esoteric won once. It's 1-1. Esoteric has a great investment into the late economy. He has geothermal power plant and a large drill. Boomslang has a lot of solar panels, and they won't provide him so good with power. So Esoteric seems to be in a bit better position, but they both have same amount of wins or losses. Now Esoteric produces his vanguards. Let's see the vanguards. He expands to the bottom left hex, I mean sector. That's the most common expansion right now. Later, when resources will be randomized, it will be different. But right now, the bottom left hex has the most resources and is the most proficient to use. Boomslang just rearranges his factory, and he decides to get tier 2 already. Will he be able to power it? That's the question. It requires 80 power, and 80 power is quite a lot. He has that power, but maybe he won't be able to power all of these drills if he dedicates all of it to the tier 2 factory. Esoteric has a solid production of vanguards and spikes, and he decides to expand it to produce even more spikes. So he will have two full production spikes and one full production vanguard. That will be really powerful, but the tier 2 may hold all of this. While heavy units are naturally a counter to light units, so vanguards may be able to defeat the javelins, but javelins are quick, so they can maybe just run past vanguards if the rally points are set correctly. Esoteric provides even more favorite to the vanguard production, so he has a constant line of vanguards. He has also a lot of spikes and he has two vanguards. No, I thought it was one vanguard, but it's two vanguards and one spike. Well, this changes everything. The vanguards will be able to defeat the javelin, but Esoteric needs to be careful. His factory rally point is blocked by solar panel. I hope he realizes that because he already made a mistake in the semifinals, and he really won't. Yes, he realized it. That's great. Now he won't suffer from that. Boomslang, what about Boomslang? Boomslang has three factories on the wall because all his power is dedicated to the javelin producer. He has a lot of solar panels, and he is not really ready for the late game, and Esoteric is ready for the late game. One, one javelin versus two vanguards. Who will win? One vanguard goes at the top, and one vanguard goes at the bottom. So the javelin will directly counter only one vanguard. Okay, we start. The spikes from the drop pods of Esoteric already go to the Boomslang's base and they destroy the wall. But the Javelin already appeared and it destroyed the spikes really quickly. Now let's see how it will counter the Vanguards. It it doesn't hold really well against Vanguards because Vanguards are heavy, they have a lot of HP and deal huge damage. So the Vanguards clump up and defeat the Javelins. Meanwhile, the vanguards from the top are almost breaching the defenses. They're going in, they will attack the drop pod and then heavy tower. There is too much vanguards from Esoteric, so Boomslang gets just overwhelmed with vanguards. That's really unfortunate. Now it's 2-1 for Esoteric. Esoteric looks at his shop, scrolls through the options. Boomslang also just buys everything he can find. Let's see what strategy will they do next. Boomslang, I think, doesn't have to produce tier 2 anymore because he knows it's countered by vanguards. And as there goes for mass vanguards. But if Esoteric changes his strategy, then Boomslang will have a great position. But Esoteric just continues to mess vanguards. He doesn't seem to change it. Boomslang got a reactor. That's a great improvement from solar panels, but that's not enough. And Boomslang replaces his tier 2 factory with air factory. I don't know what's it exactly, gunship or fighter. Yes, it's a gunship. Gunships are very, very good against vanguards, so it's the right choice from Boomslang. But only one factory won't do anything. He needs to have, like, for example, spikes or vanguards to support it. That one factory will counter both the vanguards, but the enemy has spikes, and he's about to get more spikes. Let's see what Esoteric does. There is some interesting factory at the top. Esoteric goes for even more vanguards. That's um, I'm not sure about the choice because Boomslang already has airships. Airships counter vanguards, but with three vanguard factory, I'm not sure. The vanguards may just go straight to the base and destroy it. Boomslang has one gunship factory and one spike factory. I think that's all he can afford with his power. He has two credits left at the shop, but he doesn't spend yet. I think in future he will get fighters because fighters are really awesome and powerful. So, one gunship against three vanguards from Esoteric. Esoteric has just a small swarm of slow and small units, and Boomslang has one high tier and one low tier unit. And Boomslang got Big Drill. Big Drill is useful, but he doesn't have enough power for it. So maybe he just has to stick to small drills for now to prevent his power crisis. Yeah, it's still crisis because there is not enough power. He can try to sell his factory, tier 2 factory, to get a reactor from the shop. But that factory is a heavy investment, so okay, he decides to lock it for the next round. So he waits. Esoteric arranges his production in order to get even more vanguards. Pay attention, you disconnected that. Yes, great. I was one. I was scared he didn't notice his reactor, but he noticed it. It's okay. He double checks everything because you need to double check, and he is ready to start the battle. Let's look at it. Hmm. What's with Boomslang? Boomslang hasn't submitted his base yet. I thought he did. He just improves his defense to protect against that mass vanguard. Oh, and he has two spikes. So let's see how his spikes and gunships will do against a swarm of vanguards. The spikes at the top from the drop path won't do anything before the vanguards appear. Yes, the vanguards already appeared and the spikes won't do anything. The spikes from Boomslang start to go to the bottom and they are immediately countered by vanguards. But those spikes will give time to the gunships. Gunships go forward and unfortunately they engage with spikes, not the vanguards. The gunships really have to engage with vanguards because spikes can counter them. You see, the spikes shoot the gunships and gunships shoot the spikes, not the vanguards. Vanguards start killing the wall. The wall is healed for with mending tower for now, and it holds pretty well. But as more vanguards arrive, the wall will fall. Oh, and look at that swarm of vanguards in the bottom. It's just unstoppable. It won't get a chance to shoot at the core, but it looks impressive. But if Boomslang had even one artillery tower, it would shoot this clump really, really heavily. So I guess the Boomslang needs to get artillery tower now. Now look at that mending tower. It did pretty well, but it didn't manage to defend the core. It's now 3 for Esoteric against 1 for Boomslang. Let's switch to the both point of views. Esoteric got another airship producer. I don't know which one it is yet, but we'll see. What about Boomslang? Boomslang buys his drills and reactors he wanted to buy, Now he'll solve his power crisis. And he has one tier 2 factory and one Lancer factory in store. So he may play them too. Lancers can be pretty good against Vanguards if they're protected by spikes. So Esoteric is preparing to power a new air factory. Yeah, exactly. That's a bomber factory. I could see the outline. And Boomslang making Lancers and making gunships. Lancers plus gunships. That's, I think, a great idea. That's a great combo. But will it hold against 3 Vanguard factories? You could see how powerful it is. It just annihilates everything in its path. It makes two huge clumps. Is it artillery tower? Yes, it is artillery tower. It's really good for Boomslang, and that artillery tower will shoot the vanguards, large clumps. And because artillery tower is specifically designed to shoot large clumps, it will be extremely effective. I think it will be the most effective things possible against vanguards. Both of the opponents are improving their production. Esoteric adds a new spike factory. Seems like it. No, he just rearranges everything. He still has 3 Vanguard factories, 1 spike factory, and 1 bomber factory. Hmm. And Boomslang doesn't have any counter against the bombers. That's interesting. Hmm. Let's see the base of Esoteric closely. The bombers are not producing right now because the Ignian drill is not powered. I hope the Esoteric notices that. He seems to make a lot of small mistakes, and even if he doesn't notice a small one, it can cost him the game. Like for example, now the bombers aren't producing, and that's why you should dedicate some time to double check everything you do. What about Boomslang? Boomslang just improves his wall of factories and sends lancers and gunships and a bit of spikes. Spikes are really inefficient. You should improve that definitely. Boomslang is ready to start. He has lancers, gunships, and spikes. His turret has a huge army of vanguards, one producer of spikes, and bombers. Yes, he did power his bombers, they're flying. And Esoteric placed one single factory far forward. It will act as a bait for enemy bombers. Boomslang doesn't have any bombers, but this factory would counter the bombers if Boomslang had them. Let's see it again. Yes. Boomslang is ready. Esoteric is also ready. Let's watch the battle from Esoteric's point of view. We'll see a huge swarm of vanguards. Yes, spikes from you can see artillery towers already shooting at the units. This artillery tower, I think, will be the most important unit in this game, in this round. The vanguards from Esoteric are going forward. Seems like only one of them. Yeah, because he improved two spikes and 2 vanguards to counter the air. That's a great idea. And you can see the lancers are clumping up on both sides. And bombers of Esoteric are destroying the production of Boomslang. And unfortunately, Boomslang will lose because he doesn't have any production and his core is almost dead. Now it's 4 against 1. Esoteric seems to be winning. Definitely. Let's get back to this point of view. And Esoteric doesn't seem to go for new factories. He seems to go for artillery tower far forward to harass enemy production. Well, not yet, seems like it. He is considering the drop pod, the tier 2 factory. He decides it's not good for him. He rolls and gets another geothermal. His power now will be very stable and he can afford another factory. But he doesn't have any money left, so he has to wait until the next round. Boomslang. Boomslang rearranges his production completely because he got some more new drills and he wants to use them efficiently. Yes, he places drills on ferrite, that's the blue stuff, iron, in two places for it to be more efficient. No, in one place seems like it. I would place it in two places so it will be more efficient, but I think he doesn't have enough power connectors. He places a heavy tower in the back, I think not just for protection, but to transmit the power for him, because he doesn't have enough power connectors. He has Javelin Factory, two Lancers, and one gunship, and two spikes. He certainly doesn't have enough resources and power to produce all of that, so he'll have to leave some factories in the wall. Let's see which factories he decides to power. What about Esoteric? Esoteric produced fighters. And he has now bombers, fighters, two vanguards, two spikes. A lot of units. You can see that everything is swarming with them. They're going in, they're going out. So he keeps expanding his production. The factory must grow, and it grows. Boomslang will have a really hard time dealing with that, especially because he doesn't have enough power. He has two reactors and two large solar panels, but I think that's not exactly enough to power all he needs. But his limiting factor now is power connectors. He has one large power connector and two small power connectors. So he is limited to this small area in which he can produce units. He has one Lancer producer and one Gunship producer. That won't be enough, I think, because he lost the last round with it. And he decides to just add a second Lancer producer. That's reasonable, that may work, but not against air. One flag tower won't work against air, and don't forget to power your mending tower, Boomslang. The mending towers need ferrite to work. You can't just place in like normal turrets. You need to supply them with iron. He sells a couple of drills and factories to get improved drill. Probably to power his factories and mending tower. Where he just expands his spec production. That's reasonable because enemy has some air. By air I mean bombers. Now also fighters, but Boomslang doesn't know it. So Esoteric has solid production. He is ready for battle. Boomslang, that Ignian drill clogs the mending tower. Hmm. Seems like Ignian get destroyed. I didn't really know about that mechanic, but I guess the Ignian gets destroyed when it gets into the towers. They that don't need it. Well, he rearranged it already, so that doesn't matter. He powers his three factories, and his fourth factory is Spike. Three factories against six factories, I don't think will win. His lancers seem to be getting stuck, and so he moves his power tower to help him. He moved his power tower on top of the lancer, and that poor lancer got stuck inside. Well, it won't affect anything, it's just a funny visual glitch. Yeah, look at these units. I don't think Boomslang stands a chance against this. But he'll try. Rotate your splitters correctly. Yeah, that's hard. Those splitters look same from every direction, so it's hard to rotate them correctly. Now Boomslang has four factories active, two lancers, one gunship, one spike. They all seem to be on full efficiency, and because there is enough resources for all of them. Lancers are pretty cheap. You don't need anything for them. Boomslang checks his base, double checks, triple checks, and he decides to start battle. Let's see it from his point of view. The enemy factory cluster is about to produce units. There is 5 factories in that cluster. Oh, seems like okay, let me see Esoteric's base again. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 factories. Yes, that's too powerful for Boomslang. 7 factories against 4 factories. I think here Boomslang will win. That's so much stuff going on. The Lancers are attacking the Vanguards, the Bombers, the Fighters are attacking gunships. It's just complete chaos all over the place. But the Bombers seem to damage uh, Boomslang's turrets. Luckily, not his production, only turrets. And those turrets are healed by mending towers. Here you can see the power of Lancers. Those few Lancers manage to hold a huge onslaught of enemy Vanguards and Fighters. Well, the fighters are countered by flag towers, but the lancers help to hold against ground. Gunships also come in clutch. There is a lot of fighters flying around. They damage the production. They cut off the production. And unfortunately, those lancers won't be able to hold this onslaught of vanguards, and then the vanguards will destroy the core. Yes, Esoteric wins this round. He has only one round left. Honestly, I thought this fight would be more close because both Esoteric and Abumslang are really, really good players. But seems like Esoteric is just a bit better, and because of that, he wins every fight. Well, by a bit better, I mean like 3 factories better. That's maybe a really huge skill gap. I don't really know. But I think Boomslang also plays really great. It's just that Esoteric is a really strong opponent. Esoteric is by the way top 2 on the rank ladder. He only one person Snowfall is better than Esoteric, so he is a formidable opponent. Boomslang changes his production again. Seems like he just moved his Lancer factory to the bottom. Maybe he frees the place for a tier 2 factory. No, he frees his place for bombers. Well, Esoteric has air factory bait. Not air factory bait, air bait. The bombers will just attack artillery tower in the front. And they will... No, Esoteric doesn't have any flag towers. Esoteric has only spikes. Spikes that go through the top cliff. But Esoteric does have trebuchets. And trebuchets will counter lancers. So Esoteric did that in time. Boomslang just setting up his bomber production and improving his power because he doesn't really have enough power for all of it. He has 2 reactors. He has one more reactor in the inventory that he can just place. He demolished his spike factory, so he must be expanding because I don't think there is any resources left. Yes, he expands. What will he produce? Will he produce tier 2? Maybe. He may expand to the left and get a lot of Altenium, and the Altenium will be enough to produce tier 2. Let's see what Esoteric is doing. Esoteric has one huge factory of trebuchets, a lot of spike factories, 2 vanguard factories, fighter factory, and bomber factory. So a mix of all units in the game, almost all units, or at least all unit types: ranged type, light type, heavy type, and air type. That's a really, really great mix. It's very balanced. The spikes are going to the cliff in the top to protect against air. And I think Esoteric will win this game because his mix is just unbreakable. He places just a couple of factory and power connectors to tank for him, and he seems to be ready to start the battle. Boomslang places mending tower, second mending tower. He seems to be gone in defense only. Well, that's a great approach when you have lancers, because lancers will accumulate and then they will go to opponent's base. But Esoteric already has trebuchets, and trebuchets will destroy any defense. So yeah, I think Boomslang is doomed. He can't do anything against trebuchets because he doesn't have any tier 2. Trebuchets can be countered by javelins, for example. He has javelins, by the way. He could produce javelins, but he doesn't know that trebuchets are coming. He places everything he has on the field because he knows that he has nothing to lose. It's his last round, so He locks his fighters in the shop in case he wins. I really hope he wins, but I don't think that's enough for him. He mines just a bit more iron for the towers, and he starts. Let's switch to Esoteric. Esoteric spikes are running forward. They wait artillery shots, but they quickly run into Vanguard, and Vanguard destroyed them. The drop pods are not really relevant in the late game. The spikes from Esoteric are going into Boomslang's factory, and they already damaged some of the drills. I hope the drills get healed quick enough. And the bombers from Esoteric got into the Boomslang's back. Yes, they fly. They destroyed spike production of Boomslang. Boomslang has a lot of lancers accumulated, and those lancers get destroyed by trebuchets. Trebuchets shoot in large area, and they destroy all the lancers. And I think that Esoteric wins. That was a great game. Thank you all for coming. Esoteric wins, he will get a free copy of the game and a Discord role of Grandmaster, because he deserves it. Thank you all for watching. This is the final day of the playtest, and on this final day of the playtest, we play final game of the tournament. So that's a great timing. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.